yo.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. Bouqui'S.
Sound Sultan. It's so good to see you. My network has been messing up. I'm like, what's in there happen now?
That be Yankee day.
Like,
I
nah,
know.
nah.
I don't tell you say sometimes Yankee network can network.
I
Sometimes
have to turn my
network
Wi-Fi.
does network.
It's crazy. I have to turn my Wi-Fi off. I'm using the normal telephone network now. I hope it doesn't break up on me. How are you doing,
Hey,
Sultan?
I'm very good. How you doing?
I am very well, thank you. I am
It
very
is
well.
showing in your face. It is showing in your face.
Now, foundation, don't forget about the Mary Kay.
Alright.
Listen, man, welcome to Bookie's Place. So, Bookie's Place is
Yes,
not
yes.
about the glitz, it's not about the glam, it's about the grit and the grind. You know, a lot of people had their identities tied to a particular kind of job for like so long. And now this thing has happened, it's taken it from them. So people have lost their identities, things that they thought that they would do forever. You know, so people's backup
Mm,
plan is taken from them. So people are
mm,
faceless, walking around aimlessly, you know. So we bring people like you know, to share your experiences because now they're starting from the scratch. They have a little dream, but they compare it against Sound Sultan's finished product. And they think they fall
mm.
short. Like, all right. So if you're just joining, I have one of the most phenomenal artists in the building, Sound Sultan. He's going to be taking us on a journey of his life, and it's going to be amazing. Multi-award winning, multi-instrumentalist. Is not just a singer, a songwriter. He's an amazing person. So he's going to tell us his story, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, yeah. So let me start from the very beginning. I was born in Jos,
Mm-hmm.
Plateau. And my father was working in Jos. My mother was training in the teacher training college in Benue then. So
Mm-hmm.
she would be shuttling between Benue and Jos.
Mm-hmm.
After they gave birth to me, we moved back to Lagos and I
Mm-hmm.
started my life as a young kid in Festac. And afterwards, we moved to Satellite Town.
Mm-hmm.
And then Satellite Town was where I actually grew up from age 7. You
Mm-hmm.
know. And ever since I was born into a family, a very unique family kind of, because
Mm-hmm.
we had art. Every one of us had art in us. Babadi, my elder brother, was always the one first to show it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but we were all like mini critics in the home. So everybody at home could be your litmus test for anything you wanted to put out there. They had good sense of judgment for music and for creativity as well. So my mother and father being Alaji and Alaja, you know, people would at that time, you know, that time it wasn't easy going into music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so people would readily feel like they won't support us, but they did. You know, they give us all the moral support, everything. The advice was, hey, go to school, finish school, and when you're done getting your certificate, you can now, you know, go into that. And that was exactly what we did then. You know, I started music. You know, we used to do all those. I don't see you from Office Plaza before now. Oh, come do some rap, hip hop, rap thing like that. That's what they
Muffin
do. That,
Plaza, Gatsby.
yes, man. Yes, man. I don't see. So we used to me. What I used to do then was I used to back up Babadi. You know, in 1995, I backed up Babadi. Myself and Bimbo Akitola were back up for
Wow.
Babadi when he won. Yes, when he won Lekki Sun Splash 95.
Uh-huh. What?
Yes. If I show you the Eddie Lawani has that video. I've been bribing him every year not to bring out the video.
I'm going to
I do
talk
like
to
this.
Freddie.
I do like this for the video. I say I blame any girl who even like me that time. I swear. When I see myself now, they look say, waiting be that. You know, like so. You know, back then I would follow about D. I was doing my rap thing. You know, but gradually I started on realizing and finding myself. I was finding myself, I was a rap head. You know, I love rap to the teeth. But anything, I now understood that I was more like a template, or I was more like a stencil of some sort, that anything that passes through me, any kind of genre I listen to, I can, replicate and do it my own way or do. So I started writing more reggae, writing more rap, writing more soul music. My sister was at home playing Phil Collins all day, playing Tracy Chapman all day. My brother would be playing Chakademos and Pliers, Raga, and me, I'm here listening to my Onyx and all these Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. So I had all that. It was like a cocktail of different genres all in my, my front. So I had to have everything. So by 1999, thereabout, I'd already written like hundreds of songs. And I was, writing. I would write and list them by genre. So I was always practicing, even new genres. I jump on and all that. So when I started doing that, because of Babadi, I started looking for talent hunt shows too, to just go and expose myself, just show myself and all that. So that was the thing then. For us to go to talent shows, going to talent shows. I won Lekki Sun Splash. So Babadi won Lekki Sun Splash. He won Nisofest in 1996. And then I won Nisofest in 2000. And then I won Benson and Edges Grab the Mic in 99. Yeah. All that, I just started doing my own thing from one stage to the other. It was a chain reaction, so to say. From here, somebody would like you and say, hey, come for this thing. And from there, someone else would like you. And that's how I was doing my thing. I was just hoping that I would impress somebody on stage today that would give me his card. So that was what I was doing. I would go for, once I perform at Tema pre-award party, somebody would say, nice, come and perform at, so I was doing pre-award, pre-award, I wanted to myself that time. I'll do all those things and they loved me. Finally, somebody said, look, you have to get on the stage at the awards. They put me on the stage at the awards. And when they put me on the stage at the awards, Plantation Boys were there with Nelson Brown. Nelson Brown just sat next to me and said, look, guy, you're too good, but I would like to work with you, this and that. I'm like, okay, let's go there. And that's how we started. And, the first thing we worked on was mathematics. We just went into the studio. I was like, okay, at that time we started this favorite. It was the Society for Family Health. They were doing awareness for HIV/AIDS and all that. So we used to go for tours. Me, myself. You don't go before now.
You remember the first time we met? And I was
Play
safe now, 1990,000. Play safe in Ife, Ibadan. That's.
My mom made that phone call from. We make phone call from hotel, the full people. You know that time? I've always prank people from hotel. I go call from my room like that, the manager. I can't get what I'm
Remember the first show was in Ife. And Ife, people were throwing stuff. And I said, let me go. Everybody said, you will go and put your head in that place. And I said, let me go. So I went and I started singing Great Ife. Remember, Great Ife, and all of them calmed down.
Now this guy, there's Stone Kaha, I say Kaha, sorry. Como. There's no Como blasting. He was saying, well, come out. Come on, my guy. Come on, just tell us. Come on, get crazy. The guy don't agree. Until they don't cool down. I know that was some show. That was some show. I think at that show, are you sure they didn't seize Jimmy Jab's equipment?
I think they did. Yes.
It was a crazy one. All those Ife boys, those Owl boys.
Yeah, Owl boys, yes.
It was fun. Yes, he came out and started doing Great Ife. They'll tell you to Jobale because of Sashino Peters. It was fun. All that time, man, we were all friends. Everybody doing their thing. We used to go by road. There was no. We never even knew there was air transport. We never knew there was air transport. We were just going by road. Waiting concerns. They asked for air ticket. All of us will enter bus. We don't move.
Yeah.
I remember the time when we go just by road. So from one show to the other, Sha, just started doing our thing, hoping, even though the grind was really against the tides, because at that time, people know to they listen to Nigerian music, they just started listening to it, they just started, gravitating towards that force, like, okay, couldn't share, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
So we were more like the people that were showing them, okay, this rap thing can work, this hip hop thing, this whole thing can, this movement is real, you know. And I'm so happy that Nigeria, that thing changed the mindset of the people. At one point, when I started calling, when Babaji and I just created a Nigerian Ninja movement thing, and I started wearing, I love wearing green, white, green, and all that. Somebody came to me and was like, what think they worry you? Maybe they dress like flag. At that point in time, I was like, wow, people, it hurt me because at that point I knew we were at the all-time low, of when it comes to level of patriotism. We were at our all-time low. Nobody was proud to say they were Nigerian. Nobody was proud to say they were like anywhere in the world. You couldn't even identify with Nigeria. You know, that was when even the 419 was now rising, everything. So there was really not much for us to hold on to as Nigerians to say we are proud. So whenever I show any pride in Nigeria like this, that Nigeria, I remember before people started using nine to write ja, nine Nigeria. At Nigeria Ninja, when we started it, there was nobody. They were not, nobody was repping it like that. So for me, I was more like, okay, this Nigeria thing, when they take care of me, I will still continue to the because I kind of like believe that no matter what, at home is home. So I had that pride in me. I kept telling people at every interview, I have green blood flowing in my veins. Green blood. Like that was what I was always saying because I knew, like, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it will still, come around and look at everything now. Everybody, some people, some other Africans say they claim Nigeria for
Yes.
foreign there.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
so I don't want to the time saying I'm enjoying the claim because at that time they will look at like say it cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Yeah.
happy that the industry has come this far. I'm on my eighth album,
Wow.
20th year, 20 years on stage this year. You
Wow.
know, and a football age from when I released
What's
my
your
first
real
album.
age?
Now
Real
football age
age.
because no, now I don't call 1995 now. Even 1993, I don't do show for Lucky. 1994, 1994, I do show for Lekki. So we don't do this thing come
Wow.
for a while.
Wow.
So I just thank God. I just thank God that I still there. They make my small paper. They still
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. And that's what I want to ask. How have you been able to stay relevant?
That one. Sometimes it's not your doing. It's not your trade secret. It's not your blueprint. You have to thank God because it's God first. First, that you're alive. That was not your doing. So that's God first. And the voice no go. The fans keep increasing every day. For me, I just feel it's not. I can't say it's anything, but it also is a way of not spending your fame too much. If you spend the fame too much, at the end of the day, it go kind of like wear out easily. I'll explain.
Mm-hmm.
If God the plan work for you, if you use your own hand to spoil it with
Mm.
some excesses, so those excesses now you need to cut because God get plan for everybody. If you don't spoil the plan, by your own with your own hand, because sometimes some of us pride self join the matter. Accessibility comes from you not being humble, not coming down from your high horse,
Mm.
or just treating other people like rubbish because you're high and mighty, famous and all that.
Mm.
Sometimes this thing comes around to bite you in the bum bum.
Mm.
That kind of thing. So a lot of things, a lot of things that human factors that we put into it that sometimes because you can never think that. it will last forever. You know, it will not last forever. That's one thing. So why you dey rush? Why they just calm down? The
Mm.
only thing is that you can sustain it. You know, but for you to be number one forever, that can never happen. So what must you do? You must stay important, stay relevant, and make sure. There's something about the industry that I have come to realize. If you make sure that your your relevance
Mm-hmm.
comes before your song,
Mm.
comes before your name, comes before anything. How do you do that? The time that you are most famous, make it be that time that you be the most accessible, most humble. Just make sure that even the young generation, you are reaching out to them. Young ones come to meet you. Hey, boss. I said, man, you talk to them. It's so funny that selflessness comes from just giving somebody a word of advice, one line. It's enough. At the most vulnerable point, like they just feel like, okay, like for instance, there's so many. When I call artist name, they'll be like, oh, maybe it's name dropping, but it's a lie. I've been with those artists, all these artists that are very famous now, selling out to and all that. All these guys have been with me when they were nobody, and I was also doing very well. So how come at that point in time we had a meeting point? We could talk, we could always vibe because I didn't form too much. Look at them now. If they say I form, I'm not going to do collaborate with Weezy, they do all these things because all of that time we did together as well. You know,
Yeah.
that's so for me, I
Wow.
just feel like you need to emit some positive energy into the universe so that it can get you back.
Come back to
Yeah.
you. Wow. Wow. That's so true, man. That's so true. You have to always remain accessible so that people can reach you. You guys are listening. This is what we do here in Bookie's Place. We give people practical tools so that you can use this thing, whatever field, whatever occupation, you can use these practical tools. Be accessible. Don't be too proud when you're going up because when you come down, those same people are going to be there, So please, people, we're just trying to equip people in this season. So, Sultan, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, your phone was up in the sky. Okay, tell us one incident that made you cry. Are those your kids?
Yeah,
Can we see them, please?
yeah, my guys. Hello.
Can we see them? Hi, how are you? What instrument do you play?
What instrument do you play?
Piano,
Uh-huh.
guitar,
Guitar? Violin. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Wow. Are you
Yes,
gonna
sir.
sing too? Are you gonna be the next generation of Nigerian ninjas?
Yes, sir. Confirm. This one is sleeping. That guy is sleeping already.
Oh, he's sleeping already. Okay. Okay. All right. So Sultan, tell us one. Oh, Silver, how are you, man?
Eh,
Long
Silver
time. Long
Sadi.
time. Long time. Let me ask you a
Silver
question.
Sadi.
Do you
Yes, sir.
think Do you think that you get enough props for what you've done in the industry, the building blocks you laid? Do you get enough props for it?
Yeah, I think when people say, "Oh, he's underrated," and I'm like, "Yeah, if I was underrated, I'll be gone." Yeah, this is why I always tell you, without sounding too proud. I'm like, do people talk about oxygen every day?
Mm.
They say no.
But
I
but
say,
they
do they
can't
use
live
it every
without
day?
it. Mm.
So let me just stay like that. I prefer that than to say, oh, that's to go my steady.
Mm.
New generation, young people, everybody, they know my name, they know me. That's 20 years in music time is like 100 years. It's like a
Yeah.
century.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm okay and I'm doing very well. My album is doing very well in the market. It's my eighth album. You know, I have young people looking up to me. When I did this album, I was surprised at the way, all these artists right now that were featured on my album, how they received, how they wanted to do songs with me, how everybody was like, oh, Baba, let's do that, Baba, don't jump on this one. Oh, Baba, that song. In fact, some of them approached me, like, this song, Baba, make I don't be on top of, you know. So all those things are blessings that I can't take, the respect that my name commands. I will not trade it for anything
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
think you
just the
were
thing.
on Bookie's Place on Echo FM in 2001. Were you on Bookie's? Oh my gosh.
Yes, now.
Wow. I
Yes,
remember, I
now.
just remembered now. Wow, that's so true. Wow.
Yes,
I
now.
remember the
Now.
songs I even played. I played Share. Do you believe in life? We were in the gym. Oh wow, I remember. Wow. So many
Yes,
history.
sir.
There's so many times.
Okay.
Huh? What'd you say?
Yeah, no, somebody's asking. Yeah, the album is on audio mark. Yeah.
Yes, it's an audio Mac. Oh, it's the title is Eighth Wonder.
Yes,
What's the
sir.
title?
It's
Eighth
eight
Wonder.
wonder.
Right. Okay. So go get the album. So can tell somebody listening, tell us one time that the doors were shut against you and you really cried. Like you second guessed yourself. There were voices in your head telling you can't do it. And you said, man, you know what? Maybe I'm not even all that. All that you believe about yourself now because it's positive thinking, right?
First, if I don't know. My life is like a system, like a MacBook now. All my bad experience, then they inside, I don't put them for recycle bin. I can't
Mm.
even delete them from there. So I don't feel restore them for my desktop. Because of these books, I have to go to the cloud.
And bring it.
Yes, but the thing is, I don't how do I put it now? I want to use the right word. I don't celebrate disappointments by calling them disappointments. I promise you. I make sure they, they spur up something in me that would now result to an achievement. And as that achievement, I'll be blaming the achievement on, excuse my terminology, blaming the achievement on that disappointment or giving it the credit. Now, several times I've been downcast. There used to be one time somebody promised that, oh look, this guy you're good. Come to my studio. Let me let me listen to you. Let me feel your vibe. I can sign you. So I used to what I used to do. I used to hitchhike someone that works in that axis. He used to stay inside Lighthouse. So early in the morning, people go, they leave home like 7 o'clock there about. So I'll jump on the person's car and the person's car, and then we go to this studio in Ogba, Agidingbi. When I don't reach the studio, I'll come sit down for the reception place. From that 7 8 a.m. till they go close for 5 p.m. AC go they blow my ear. I go sit down for that same spot every day. They never allow me enter the studio. Every day I'll come again. I say, no, sir. No, sir. As you walk out, no, sir. No, sir. I'm coming. Move on. Wait, wait. No, no, sir. It will run past again. Every time. I was doing this for weeks and weeks and weeks. As in, anytime when I miss the the drop, I'll go and meet my friend, Goma. He's a barber. The guy I'll just wait for him to get a customer. I'll meet go and go look for a customer for him. Once they don't barb the earphone, give me the money, I'll use our transport to go Agiding. And every time I would wait here. So the D-Day, I was like, so this guy is just using me to shine. So I just asked him, I'm like, boss, look, it's like you don't want to sign me or whatever, whatever. First, he went on and on about me working with Benson and Edges. I doesn't like Benson and Edges. I'm like, no, I'm not working with them. I just do stuff with them. I mean, just talk to me personally. The next thing was like, oh, the way he's saying it, he can't work with me, maybe because of my face or whatever,
I
my
know who
religion.
you're
So
talking
I was like,
about.
okay, bros,
I know who you're
I know
talking
you know.
about.
I know you know. So I said, look, bros, should you said they do music? Make a write, make a write song for you now. So that's how I wrote 2 songs. Now gave me rehearsal session in that studio. Finally, you know, he gave me rehearsal session in that studio. I was like, the day he turned me down because of my religion, I cried. That was my first one. Like, I like, dude, look at me from me as a person. You know, I'm not bad a person. You know, so if you look me beyond say waiting at the practice, that are not concerned the music. But you know, me as a guy, I know myself. I know you some people don't walk away. I still come back. I say, you know, beside me because no problem. Oh God, man, I give you song. When I wrote the songs, he couldn't refuse them because he was a musician. Too. But he said, oh, yeah, I'll give you the rehearsal session for that. I didn't have a band together because I just disbanded my band. And I said, okay, that one I'll story for another day because my story for this month. I should do movie part 1 to 10. And you go find Wala. So eventually, when I got the other session, that's how I started. I gathered a few friends. A friend of mine, Lambo, gathered friends of his from the Select Church to come and play for me. I had not met them before. We just do the other. I say, you know, be like, say this thing no waste. I started rehearsal. I come back, they made a recorder for tape for me. So I go use that one. That was like a demo for me. Rehearsal. So that was the demo I was using to perform. You know, eventually that was what I used to tour Nigeria with Play Safe, you know. So everything, you see the disappointment has turned to blessing. Because that was how I used, so it's always a chain reaction for me.
Mm.
When I used that rehearsal session, you know, Ellen Paul was the receptionist
You are giving
there.
away too much. We know who you are talking about.
But you know that same, but you know that same studio, I went back there to record with Wyclef.
I remember. You forgot they signed me. I was.
I know now. I know now. I know now. I don't know. So that for me, no bad feelings. Oh, I do not hold grudges with anybody. I don't feel like, oh, they helped me because that's part of my story, regardless. So apart from that, when I won Best Energies in Lagos, I was supposed to go to the finals. You know, so the finals was all the winners from other parts of the country will just come and then just hit the finals. So when that night gone safe, make I talk am as e be.
Mhm.
Now Junior and Pretty they do MC. That night that me don't win. They try you. Now him win. If crowd go say na this skinny boy win, leave am. Now this one will know na this boy. So they tried all they could, but they couldn't. The crowd was for me. So they gave me the guitar that day. And then the person that they wanted to win, uh, Uncle Joe, what's this guy? Hey, Uncle P. Yeah, the Ajibule artist that used to do dance hall. Uncle
Yeah,
P.
yeah.
Yes. He was now second. You know, if out of the blue they just called me to come and do um, regionals. I said, but they said the winner of Lagos doesn't do regionals in Ibadan. They said no, I should bring my band to come and do regionals. So I came to Ibadan, did regionals. The crowd was for me again. They now said they said we were 9 on stage. We were not supposed to be 9, we were supposed to be 10. They now canceled mark from my mark, made sure that I didn't qualify for the first 3 people. My mark carried me go fourth. I cried that day, and what one of them said to me was, and you know what worry now, you still a young boy. You see? So just figure out. And he bought me a bottle of Coke to drink. I cried like baby. And funny thing, why the plane come plenty more? When we started coming back, me and my band, so annoyed and detested. We came back to Lagos, there was strike. So we had to walk from Ogba, from Okota, Ojota, close to nearly mile 2. You know how far? Like walking the whole of Lagos. Very far. Very
Wow.
far. So for me, I thank God. I thank God for all these stories because it helps strengthen me, strengthen my willpower. I never for once doubted myself. That's the thing. But I just ask questions that why would this person not see beyond? Because I know I dey hear music and I know music. The one I dey write myself, I dey lose. But you know, bad, you try it. So when I came back home, I cried to my mom. My mom was like, "Don't worry, it is. You see, it's not how far. It's not well, and God knows that you're putting in your best. So at the end of the day, it will happen. So many funny things I don't know if we talk for you. But God, the way God shamed devil, it's just like say he carry devil come one on one with me, one shame him. Everybody shame all of them for my front. Yeah,
Wow.
everybody. But you see, the truth of the matter is for me, I just use it to strengthen myself. I never ever hold it against anybody. I just feel like okay, everybody's just playing their part, And at the end of the day, they're playing a part in my story. Whether I'm a good guy you play or whether I'm a bad guy you play a good part in my story still. Because if you have to say you've done good to me there and you give me a small thing, I for no vex enough to go do the bigger things. So that's how it is at the end of the day.
So what you're
So
saying in
anybody
essence is
out
that
there, you are doubting yourself, please do not doubt yourself. As far as you are, first, don't lie to yourself. What I always tell people before you go into music, make sure music is in you. That you don't want to be trying. Everybody has a gift somewhere. Everybody has a gift. God has given all of us a gift. You just have to find where your gift is. It might not be in music, it might be in something else. It might be, so you don't just stay on the wrong lane asking why your car is not moving. Move on your right lane and make sure that that's really what makes it tick. What talent is, my own definition of talent is that thing that you do easily that people marvel at. That's it. You're doing it, without batting an eyelid, and then somebody's like, "Wow, how did you?" And you be like, "No, just," So at the end of the day, that's what talent is. That should be. Whenever you see people react to something that you do
it's
with
an
ease,
indication. Yeah.
then you're
On the
on the
right
right
path.
track.
Yeah. So Sultan, would you say that
Yes.
you owe it to your perspective? Because there are people that have committed suicide because of this kind of scenario you painted. And they felt they felt bad, they felt like, are you there? Okay. They felt bad, they felt they have actually gone the wrong way. But the same thing happened to you, but you saw it differently. So I think it's not like it didn't happen to you. It was your stand against it and your perspective that really made you decide that, listen, this bad thing is happening to me, but I'm going to use it for good. Especially in this season, that people slide in your DM and say, Baba, sign me now, and all that stuff. They don't want to do the work. What word do you have for the generation, not the hardworking ones? I'm talking of the ones that they just feel entitled. Like, I know good, or why you they do like this? I no fair. And then you look at
Okay,
all
let
the
me.
work you put in. And you're like, you've not even started. So talk to someone that's listening now that has that sense of entitlement.
This is what I'll tell anybody. All right. I was saying at some point in my life, I made it very compulsory for myself to stay away from chairmen, uh, people that, because it was at some point people started using artists to gain clout. You know, people that had gotten money, maybe ill earned, whatever, oil money, whatever, but people started using artists now to gain clout. And you would now feel like you've gotten somebody that you can start asking for money. Hey, I want to shoot video. Hey, I want to do this. And somewhere along the line, I saw what was happening to my colleagues, and I did not like it. I felt like they were trading. They didn't know they were selling something, and they were collecting all this money. They were selling their respect, but they didn't know. They were selling so much respect. I mean, I don't know what, because my respect, my self-respect doesn't have price tag on it. So I don't even know how much if I'm shortchanging myself if I'll be doing that. So they were selling so much of their respect to all these people. And at the end of the day, what I now realized was a lot of them started losing their self-esteem through that. I'm telling you. Oh, this is not my chairman. Oh, this is not my chairman. You see your chairman as a superstar. Because this chairman is the one doling out money to you. He sees you in public and he wants to rubbish you just to make himself look good. And I can't take that. I can't take that for nothing. It's not like I'm very humble, but I can sense disrespect from a mile away. So I don't even want to put myself in that mix. So when I realized that, I said, look, this is a new thing. Because we were the litmus test for a lot of things. We were we were like, I don't know if they used to do it for them, the likes of the Sonny Ade and all the, because those ones they still get their respect and people spray them. You get what I'm saying? Like they won't chase people who don't want to come and spray money. They will chase you away. Sometimes you see that they still respect them, but the people still spray them. But in our own case, what you have to go behind and go and ask one chairman, I won't travel, I get one talk. I started realizing that people were trading their self-respect. And what it made you do was to be more, a bit lazier. A bit lazier. You're not setting targets, you're setting a certain time for one chairman that he promised you that, okay, but you should target something, do something yourself to, generate these funds by yourself. At the end of the day, you appreciate it and even respect yourself. It will boost your self-esteem that, let me get this for myself. You will not know. All these things are not things that you just garner like that. It will come, gradually. You will not know. You'll be losing your self-respect. Any small thing, even when the guy disrespects you, you won't even notice. You'll be like, because you've done it so many times. You start losing it. You start losing your self-esteem, losing your self-respect. And this applies to anybody in this world. When you start thinking it's people that will make you better or one thing. First, there's God. You have to always pray to God that He puts you in the right place at the right time. Do things. So it's a process. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Well, nobody promised it to be easy. It will be a walk through the park. So when things are going rough, don't think God don't forsake me. I'm go meet man. At the end of the day, trust me, you are still running around in circles. The best thing for you to do is, as a person, set personal targets. Do it organically from grass. Don't worry, just continue to do it. Because every time you are meeting people, that's when you start building entitlement, sense of entitlement. When somebody has given you already, somebody else gave you, then you go and meet this one. This one's like, this is not my principle. I don't even have that to give you. They'll be like, when this one don't see that. So that's when, now the sense of entitlement they come with that. So many of them, and they don't know that. See, somebody where they thief money, where they dash their money for online. Somebody they work hard with their money, they don't calculate the money finish. They still come meet them with the same expectation. Come they root to them say, give you money. So sometimes they funny me. They funny me well. I don't know what to talk to you. Oh my God. At least I did do what I did do in my own way. But then either way, there was one time I gave one guy. In fact, I was coming from was no one there. He's saying I want to perform. So I was just coming back. So it was even the change. I gave my band something. Then I now saw there was some change in my car. So we're going to Intercontinental Hotel. So as I was getting there, one boy came out of front. I was like, there's no money on me. I was like, I'm not getting any money from my hand. So I see now pointed at the change. I was like, this one has changed at that. Yes. But I didn't want that. Now one I give it to him. Only for when in traffic, only for another guy to come out. He looked at me, I wound down, he threw the money. No, he threw the money in my he threw the money in my windscreen. He wasn't the guy I gave him. There was another guy. Oh, I can't really shoot the man. So, I now snapped that race situation. I didn't snap him, but I snapped the money on the his phone. I now tweeted on something. Look at what was Instagram saying. Look at what Nigeria has come to. Look at this young man and what he did and everything. You know the guy replied me for there. I said, so you get Instagram
Wow.
for data. You don't raise money for data. Wow. I didn't know.
Wow.
So next time I could just transfer from my phone. I was so shocked. And that was exactly the old truth, nothing but the truth. It was the other guy that said that, give me like that. Maybe that one didn't want to show that he was the one that asked for the money like that. So that would have lied, but that one didn't come back with him. That would have lied to him that I got off million. He won't say I was one that wanted to collect it like that. Even as if I thought he won't ask me. And that was what I offered you. Did you work that money in my hand?
Wow. May God help us.
You see those area boys? As in, we brought out 5,000 naira for some area boys. Oh, I got it. Down your plan.
Oh, Tawani.
Tell me that you have 50,000. So,
wow. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's so crazy. I remember another funny incident that you and I experienced together. This will never leave me till I die. You already know. I had a concert in London. You had a concert in London, and we were coming back. We met at the airport, and we were on the same flight.
I thought I was dying.
I thought I was going to die too, but then I thought about it that, man, I have so many dreams in my heart. I can't die like that now.
It's just like, wow. One woman peel my body. The woman that sat next to me, she was pinching me all along. I did not feel it. I was trying to pray. Everybody was praying.
You were saying Jesus. You were saying Jesus. You are not saying Jesus. But I always make fun of you that you are saying blood of Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I came my party, but they cut halfway. Everything where they pray, I promise you, I know they lie. I know people are rich angels. They cut. I don't pray full prayer. And that time I say God. So when death come like you know when you pray. And better pray the prayer now.
Wow.
Better pray now. Don't wait for that day. Listen, people, they're not even joking. Our plane lost control and was dropping for like how many minutes? Close to 5 minutes or 3 minutes or something. It was dropping without control. The whole cabin was shaking. People were dying already. People were like doing the last heat of the silence. Like it was. I think that was it. I swear, it was.
Man, it shook me, man. I won't lie to you. What did you say?
I just left my wife and my kids in London that time.
Yeah.
I just left them in London. I was just like, oh, so that was okay. So that's the plan. So I won't die. And then we can't get I don't all those things.
It wasn't funny, but thank God, man. When we got down, I was like, man. Man, how long did it take you to fly again after that?
I know I was supposed to go somewhere, like maybe go to some local flights. I turned them down. Yes, for like close to maybe close to a year or thereabouts.
A
It
year.
was
I
crazy.
had to fly the next weekend.
Maybe not up to a year, but I can't lie. Maybe if I go and check my email, I don't know. But it was a while because that thing not be small. I didn't know who to talk to. I just went home and slept. I was at home and sleeping like.
You be at home, you just remember. You be like,
All along, do you remember there was one guy? Was he a woman or a guy? A guy. One of go beside me that was laughing.
at first he was laughing. At first he was laughing.
And after I didn't laugh,
He didn't laugh after. At first he was was laughing, but after he just
at everybody.
thank
Come
God.
on, that even the pilot no let no, you know, give us mind. The guy said this.
Remember the
There
pilot
was
was like remember the pilot was like, we're flying at an altitude of, he was trying to calm us all down. And we have some blah blah blah. We will be jumping.
that pilot 1 kilo, and there was dark cloud, thick dark cloud. We were dropping into thick dark cloud. Look outside, you will not see anything. It was too frightening.
Man, thank God for life, man. Thank God for life. I know you're a very, very busy man. I want you to give us a final word, like an aspiring artist or someone that's trying to venture into something. Just give us like an encouragement to pull us through this season as we, find a new identity.
Yeah, you know what we seem to have lost. This is what I want anybody to do. Whatever career you find yourself or line of business or whatever, put your personality strong inside. Make sure your personality comes first. That's the unique value that unique how will I put it now? Qualities
Unique
that God
selling. Unique selling.
unique qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah. That God has put in everybody. So make sure you don't play down your personality. Make sure your personality is always in front when you're doing stuff like your career, how you're doing. So at a time like this, just pick the pieces of everything and just move without your personality in mind. Move with the time. Now, for instance, what I'll tell you is, and if you don't have personality, that's number wahala and big wahala. You must stand for something. There must be something that makes you tick. There must be something that people will. So you want this, even if in a very crowded music industry like this. Oh, you want to talk about government? Talk to that. You want to give it there must be something they can call you for. If they can't call you for something, that's wahala. Because now that the numbers that you have on Instagram or whatever, that's what you put your numbers to use. Those numbers don't come for free. All the budget that they have for billboards are not going out as see billboard anymore. People are not diverting the budget on billboards. So all these businesses, all these people that are doing all these things, they are not spending money on billboard anymore. They are spending below the line. They're not spending above the line. So what you have to do is start thinking of how to partner with brands, how to partner. That's if you have a following and you have attention and eyeballs. Those are the things that you start doing with your brand, with whatever it is you do. Try to monetize every moment on this social media. Don't just be going there to abusing celebrities or try to monetize social media. Don't be a troll. Spend money, so you have to just keep working and keep looking at how to, monetize every moment digitally because there's no going outside. That's what it is.
Wow. So You guys, there's something you have, find it, refine it, and give it commercial value. This is my very fantastic, one of my longest friends in the industry, Sound Sultan. Go follow him, listen to his music. I love you so much, Sultan. Thank you so much for this privilege. We'll talk after, all right? God bless you.